right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is sim time, and most importantly, it's Browns sim time. Triumphant return of Nick Chubb and Demetric Felton will be very helpful, of course. That man right there playing through all kinds of injuries, Baker Mayfield. Again, pay no attention to those statistics. That's just where Madden has simulated him to be. But we're here. It's game day. We got Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy. Thanks for getting up with us this morning. Kit, how we doing today?
Well, it's Browns Day. You got to be excited about that. We got to be excited for seeing our Browns come out here at First Energy Stadium play another big game of football. Obviously, these Lions have struggled, at a 0-8-1 record, but they are. I like to call them the best of the worst. They play with heart every game, and they have talent. Don't count them out, and this is certainly not a game that the Browns can afford to come out flat. So.
Nope, they are pesky, and as we saw last weekend, they just ran it a bajillion times right down the throats of the Steelers and mustered a tie out of it. So we'll see. It's going to be 40s, a little rain in Cleveland. Looks like a beautiful day in Madden's version of Cleveland. But let's get this one started. There is not our head coach, an impersonator. Dan Campbell looks decent, I guess.
More like Dan Campbell than that fake Stefanski.
Right. Kid, what do you want to do, coach mode or regular?
I mean, we could start with coach mode and switch out if you want.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. It's either way.
All right. Chase McLaughlin back to kick this one away. Let's get it started. Boots it deep down the field and over the head of Khalif Raymond, kick returner. There he is, Tim Boyle. He's going to be your quarterback tomorrow. He is not great. So hopefully the Browns can get after him. They have some injuries along the offensive line as well. But, got to take care of business.
That's right. That defense really needs to make up for the lackluster showing they had against the Patriots last week.
Absolutely. Boyle's going to start in the shotgun. He's going to give it up the middle to DeAndre Swift, the running back. He's going to run into a bevy of Browns defenders led by Mac Wilson. Oops, I forgot to cut Andrew Billings. Whoops. Sorry, everybody.
No, I saw him earlier. I was like,
completely forgot.
I don't think 99's out there anymore, but all right.
I totally forgot. The good news is, like in this one, he only plays in base 4-3 packages.
Right.
Look at the Maliks here. Pressure coming from Miles, but Boyle gets it off left side, and it's caught and dropped immediately. Josh Reynolds, new wide receiver 1, coming over from the Rams and the Titans, and it looks like he did hold on to the ball 12 yards and a first down. Lions.
Hey, welcome in, John. Welcome in, James. Glad you're here.
Boyle back to pass again. He fires deep left side. He goes high for Reynolds, and he's going to make the catch in front of Newsome. So Josh Reynolds, 2 long catches and 2 first downs for the Lions as they are driving here on the opening possession.
Yep, some definite efficiency on this first drive for the Lions. The Swift is going to break right to the outside.
Yeah, that's actually Jamal Williams, more the power back of the 2, and he's going to go 16 yards to the right side. Javonte Moffitt in there to make the tackle. Elevated Moffitt, elevated JoJo Natson, elevated Herb Miller. Actually had to make Herb Miller and put him in the game just so the Browns could have the appropriate amount of defensive players, and of course forgot to cut Billings in that process. Again, my bad. Turn around, give it to Jamal Williams again. He's got another hole and another first down run to the 13-yard line. And the Lions just gashing the Browns to start the game.
Yeah, Browns defense seemed to be a little bit unsteady after the thrashing they took last week. They really need to come together as a unit.
100% agree. Back to pass. Here is Boyle now. Pressure coming. Watch out. Here's Tack McKinley, and he's going to get him back at the 23. Needed that. Welcome back, Tack.
Yeah, welcome back, Tack, indeed. That motor showing up in a big way out of the perimeter as he is just able to work around his edge, and Boyle going backwards helps him out and takes a big sack.
Indeed. Here's a 2nd and 20. They're going to set up a screen to the right side. Here's Swift. He's going to be taken down right away. Greg Newsome with some very aggressive and quick pursuit. Going to take him down. Sets up 3rd and very long. Morning, Karen. Go Browns. Boyle steps back into a shotgun. He's got 3 receivers. Motion coming from the bottom of your screen. That's the old Brown Kadarrell Hodge. Boyle with lots of time. He's going to fire to the back of the end zone. 1 foot, 2 feet. He's got a touchdown. Khalif Raymond, the receiver. Are you kidding me? Are we going to get a booth review on this one?
Well, I think he actually did get his feet in, so I don't know that we will get a review. We'll get a better look at it here, but
1, 2, he sure did. Dang. 1, 2. Wow.
Yep, there it is. Good camera work there, so definitely a touchdown, good possession.
Not even a review.
Yeah,
wow.
He went up there and high-pointed it, and that's exactly what they teach you to do. That was actually pretty well done by Boyle. Give him credit putting a ball in a place where his receiver could go up and get it, and does just that right on the end zone, or the back of the end line there, and pretty impressive from these Lions. It was
opening drive.
Yeah.
Khalif Raymond is 5'8", and he climbed the ladder that time.
He sure did.
He got up there in a hurry. All right, well, let's see what our Browns can do, as you heard Kit and I discussing at the outset. We will start in coach mode, see how it goes. Detroit's O-line isn't nearly this good. Yeah,
Well, they did give up 1 sack, but still, I mean, that was a very productive offensive effort for their first drive.
Yes,
which
it was.
These Browns certainly, after the thrashing they got last week, that defense cannot afford to look like that.
Here comes Nick Chubb, puts his foot in the ground, up the field for 11 and a first down. Welcome back 2-4.
Yes,
we missed
indeed.
You something fierce.
Yes, indeed. This offense, quite literally, pun intended, runs through Nick Chubb. It is so important, so important that he's out there. He's a vital lifeblood to what this offense wants to do.
Here's a little trap look again as well. You saw Batonio pulling across the middle in a nice play for a 9-yard run. Sets up a good opportunity for some play action, in my humble opinion.
Would have to agree.
Boot it right. Fakes it to Dearness Johnson. Fires it deep right. He's got his man on the comeback up at the 35. It's Jarvis Landry, 24 yards and a first down. Browns.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Nicely play called and schemed up there. Caught him looking for the run again after Nick Chubb.
Going to challenge.
This will be interesting.
They're going to challenge him.
I think they're going to lose the challenge.
One.
He's dragging that foot. That foot is down.
I mean, I think he's dragging it, but what will Madden think?
I know. It's interesting. If not, that tip of the toe was out. So.
Nope, there you go. They're going to go ahead and give it to the Browns. Call on the field stands.
Hey, Kevin, welcome
First
in.
down.
Go Browns.
Yeah, welcome in, indeed. Our triple tight ends here to the right side for Baker Mayfield. Dearness Johnson now in the backfield. Turn around, give it to Dearness, left side. He's got the 30, he's got the 25. Can he get the corner? And he can. He's going to get dragged down by the safety, Harris. But a great first touch of the game for Dearness Johnson on that one.
Yeah, it's so good to see him running to green grass there away from the defender, not cutting into the teeth of the defense. That was a beautiful read. Well blocked for him out front, and Dearness does what he does.
Absolutely. Give it to Chubb again up the middle, following Janovich and bullying his way for another 6 yards. Sets up a 2nd and 4 for the Browns. Second and 4 now. Peoples-Jones comes in motion across the formation. Turn around, give it to Dearness Johnson, left side. He's got the 15, he's got the first down to the 10, and he'll take a shot again from the safety, Harris. 1st and goal, Browns at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, sounds like it might be a little bit rainy and cold out there in Cleveland tomorrow, so we'll see how it actually ends up being. But this team, more than many in the NFL, is truly built to perform in the weather, and should be their element.
And Baker takes the old, I'm not going to do anything sack. That's the rookie Levi O. Please don't ask me to pronounce his last name. We'll just call him Levi O on that particular play. Second and goal now from the 11. Baker in a shotgun with trips to the left side. And he is not throwing the football once again. Julian Okwara is going to get there. Why isn't he throwing the ball?
I don't know. He was decisive with it earlier on the drive, especially on that play action level concept he had.
He certainly was. All right, well, we'll see what he does here on 3rd and goal from the 17. Just looks like he's not getting rid of the football. This time he is going to fire left side corner of the end zone. He's got Peoples-Jones at the 1. Oh, we got to go.
Yeah, you definitely go for this. You know what Stefanski's philosophy is here. He doesn't like kicking short field goals. This would be the shortest of short field goals. So, yeah, he definitely goes for this and gets it easily.
To Nick Chubb, and he's in there. That was the beauty of coach mode. I went hurry up, not let them put their heavy package in.
Yep. And that's situational
like
football
from a baby.
Yeah, that's the situational football that you just don't allow when you have a transition from a 3rd and 17 effectively to go. First 3rd and goal from the 17. Get it to the 1. Hurry up to run out of a shotgun formation that doesn't allow a substitution. Those kinds of advantages are weapons in the NFL and just overlooked, sadly, in Madden. And you don't get any of that, any of the clock management control, the balance, the tendencies, situational football. All that doesn't exist outside of coach mode, unfortunately.
Indeed. All right, 7-7, so both offenses looking efficient on their first drive. Boyle dump it off to Swift, who gets hit and then brought down by Anthony Walker right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for DeAndre Swift, who is, I believe he leads the league in targets and receiving yards for running backs. So they definitely want to get him the football any way they can, as Boyle overthrows everybody that time, 3rd and 10. Boyle now in a shotgun, 3 receivers with Swift on his left hip. He's going to throw it quickly in front of the blitzing, or the rushing Clowney, and Walker is going to tackle him down. Just a 3-yard gain. Good stop there. Much better second possession for the defense there. Tim Boyle, 6'4", 227. His 4th season out of Eastern Kentucky. Would not have had that trivia question.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. In fact, before this week, I didn't know who Tim Boyle was. But I'll tell you, that was much more like what you expect and hope to see out of the defense for these Browns. Really getting the job done up front, creating pressure, and then and that pressure really creating the plays on the back end as well, because that made it a lot easier to not have to hold on to coverage for as long.
Absolutely. There's another big hole, and Dearness Johnson takes advantage of it now. He's got 3 carries for 30 yards. Alex Anzalone, the linebacker with the long flowing golden locks out of the University of Florida, makes the tackle. 2nd and 2 here for the Browns. Turn around, play action look for Baker. Lots and lots and lots of time, which means Blake Hance will give up a sack to Julian Okwara, who's headed for Hendrickson numbers, I guess, here today.
So, Jamie, that wasn't actually a trade. That was a release and then signed, and he cleared waivers, signed with the Rams in free agency. It's got pluses and minuses. Don't like to see it. Obviously, don't need drama with the football team. Don't know why it needed to happen in the first place. But they elected to part ways, and I think that's what Odell was looking for. And, if you've got somebody who's disgruntled and doesn't want to be on the team, I mean, obviously you don't want to give him the power to force his way out necessarily, and that's why the renegotiation to make it more palatable for the Browns was a good thing from AB, why he's one of the best in the business. But there's a great punt there from Jamie Gillen, putting it out at the 1. Nicely done. But
little Scottish English.
That's right. Ooh, nice tackle from Awok. But anyway, so he's wanted to be in LA. That's who he was hoping to get traded to in the first place. That's where he's wanted to be. That's where he ends up. I don't know that that's going to make him happy either, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and I would be willing to bet they absolutely tried. I don't think anybody wanted that contract. They weren't even sure if he was going to pass a physical.
Yep.
So the coolest part about it was Andrew Berry restructuring the deal so that it doesn't cost the Browns quite so much for the remainder of his contract this year.
That's right. And I think the real downside for the Browns offense is even though Odell wasn't productive as a receiver, or as productive as a receiver as many Browns fans might have liked, and Phil and I have talked about this on the channel already, but he's always been a factor. Defensive coordinators always have to account for where he is. He's still at that level where he can create plays for other receivers out there on the field based on the space that he creates on the field because of that respect. It is still a loss to the Browns, even with obviously we don't want the drama if it's not productive for the team, but it still is going to be felt by these Browns in the offense.
Yeah. Yep. And as we saw last week, sometimes a lack of real true weapons on the outside, and Jarvis is still nicked up, and Schwartz went out early in that game, and he's still young, but all of a sudden, didn't look like a lot of receivers were open very much.
Hey, welcome in, Applied.
Yeah, welcome in. All right, 3rd and 2 here now after a couple of Nick Chubb runs. Give it to Dearness Johnson. He's going to bury his nose into the turf, and you think he's going to pick it up. And he is. First down, Brown.
Now, I will say, don't discount the quality of the secondary for the Patriots either. That's a very good unit. One of the best in the NFL.
Yes, they are quite good. Baker wisely throws this one away. Not sure why we couldn't get that to happen. Previous possession. 2nd and 10 now. They're at the 32-yard line. That was a really poor punt by Jack Fox and gave the Browns good field position. Chubb this time going to get tripped up after just 1 yard. Sets up 3rd and 9.
And realistically, that you can actually track the field position game back to that great punt from Jamie Gillen putting it out at the 1, and then a bad punt from his compatriot on the other side, and suddenly we're looking at the Browns driving in with really good field position. That you really do. You have to give a lot of credit to the momentum of a game just from a field position perspective. It makes a big difference. Punters are not to be overlooked in football.
Absolutely. That was a nice first down completion to to Austin Hooper, by the way. Here's Demetric Felton. His first touch is going to be for 5. Cutting the distance in half. Welcome in, Dion. Poem, he's not back this week. That's all they've been kind of saying is sort of week to week. As he's going to take a sack, and the ball comes out, and Hance falls on it. I do not know why he just holds on to the football and does nothing else. But I do not like it, Sam I am.
Yeah, no, that's the frustrating part of coach mode is unfortunately it will do that.
Third and 9 now. Baker Mayfield fires corner of the end zone. He's got Dearness Johnson. What a cool route. And a touchdown, Browns. Dearness Johnson in the back of the end zone. I haven't seen that route before. It wasn't just the traditional angle. He ran like a flag there out of the backfield, and Anzalone's got no chance.
Yeah, that was sweet. Absolutely sweet. And Dearness is, he's a valuable as a receiver threat also. So you absolutely don't put, definitely feel he could make such a play. But that was nice. Like seeing that.
Not sure why they needed to review that. He was way in.
Yeah, that was very clearly a touchdown. There was really nothing to look at on that one.
All right, so we will give a strong assist on that 43-yard touchdown to Jamie Gillen for his punt that pinned him out at the 1, and then Jack Fox, when he returned the favor, gave the Browns the ball at the 43. 14-7 now, just into the second quarter. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy joining you. Thanks for being with us today. Brown sims are always at least the most entertaining. Although yesterday's Cowboys-Chiefs sim was bonkers. If you haven't had a chance to watch that one, go back onto the channel and watch it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was super nutty. Let's just say that Dak Prescott had 450 yards passing and was dwarfed by Mahomes.
Yep.
Who had over 600 yards?
It was over 600.
Over 600 yards.
I think he was
passing.
like 624 or something like that. It was crazy.
Bonkers. There were It was crazy. And it went into overtime. And yeah, Jamie, it was an instant classic. All right, 1st and 10, Boyle in the shotgun after they converted on a first down. He's going to launch a huge one deep to the left side, and it's going to be caught with one hand by Josh Reynolds.
Wow.
And speaking of 600 passing yards, there was a lot of those plays yesterday.
It sure was. But, yeah, Madden heard you, and they're like, all right, we'll throw a little bit of that into this game. But yeah, no, that Boyle
60-plus yards.
The Boyle to Reynolds connection here is heating up as he makes an incredible catch downfield.
That was wild.
But those two are already putting together a nice little game. Jay Reynolds with 98 yards now on his 4 receptions.
Jamal Williams tries to go up the middle. JJ3 takes him to the ground. Well, and Nathan, we're talking about that in CBD, how it seems like this year's Madden is like incompletion or interception.
Yes.
Or completion or interception. There's no in between. And
yes.
I was like, preach, brothers, preach, as they're going to find Raymond over the middle. 2nd touchdown of the day for Khalif Raymond. And then right down the field, they shove it into the end zone. And I'm not sure if anybody had this one at 14-14 with about 3 minutes into the 2nd quarter. Yeah, that was a little bit of some Larry Fitz.
Yep.
Just reaching high with that left hand. All right, well, 14-14. Just like that. Again, Tim Boyle, he's got something cooking with Josh Reynolds here today, and Greg Newsome has been on the receiving end of it. Got to try to clean that up if at all possible. All right, Baker's going to start in a shotgun here for the Browns, and Blake Hance will give up a sack to Okora because they don't believe in Blake Hance, and Baker has 0 pocket presence in this game. Woof, woof, woof.
Yeah.
And not the good kind of barking.
No, certainly not. Especially not when the Browns are finding themselves against the Lions in a bit of a dogfight here.
Yeah. Going to just dump it off to Hooper on the right side. Gets a few yards back. Sets up a 3rd and 13 here for the Browns.
Yeah, Clyde, it is really disappointing they didn't fix that for this game. It was the opportunity to do so. They don't. And, yeah, he's awful. They should be embarrassed with that product because it's so not good.
Baker's going to check it down to Landry for a couple of yards, and that will be it. Jamie Gillen out onto the field. Let's see if he can get another nice punt here. This one's going to have not quite the same amount of oomph on it. There's Herb Miller. I had to make him from scratch. He's going to make the tackle on the rookie Amon St. Brown, little brother of Equimimus St. Brown from the Packers. I'm not sure if the game is quite that sophisticated, Dion. I'm sure there are plays where I don't know if there's like a chip function in the game where like the tight end stays in for a minute and helps out. I don't know.
Certainly should, because it's a big part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Here's a 2nd and 6. He's going to have a little just playing across the middle, and Josh Reynolds again. Tim Boyle now 10 for 11. Reynolds with 5 for 105. Wild start to the game for those two Detroit Lions players. Here's a give up the middle. DeAndre Swift takes a shot from Ronnie Harrison, but fortunately he had gained about 5 yards before he took that shot. See you later, Jamie. Boo Browns. All right, I see you. He's our Buccaneer fan. Turn around, give it up again, and here is Jamal Williams again, just penetrating the center of that Browns defense. He's got 6 carries for 42 yards, and he will be back and healthy tomorrow as a good 1-2 punch with Swift. Boyle firing left side, and absolutely wide open DeAndre Swift. What was that coverage?
Not covered.
The old not covered coverage. And they're all the way up to the 30-yard line again of the Browns, driving once again, 14-14, 7 minutes to go, first half. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy joining you, Nagy on Sports. This time the pocket getting pushed, and Malik's going to hit him, forcing an incompletion. That was Malik McDowell pushing the guard in the center right back into Boyle. Incomplete pass. Pressure coming this time. Here's Malik. His ball's out. It's going to be picked up by Clowney. He's got it at the 50. He's going to go. 40, 30, 20, 10. He's going to slow down. 5 touchdown Browns. A scoop and score for Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah,
the
defense needed to respond. They needed to wake up in this game. They had been getting, a little bit of the same old as they had last week, and a little bit just, allowing a team that really had no business being in this game kind of take advantage and run in the field on them, and then finally to come up with that big strip sack fumble for a scoop and score.
How he's carrying that ball. It's really weird looking. Like, I don't know if anybody would carry a football like that. Oh, man. Absolutely needed that one. First turnover of the day, and it's a huge one. Malik McDowell, big-time sack. Clowney with the scoop and score. As soon as the center dove, Evan Brown, former Brown actually, the center, you could tell he took a bad angle on his tackle, and that was it. Nobody was going to catch Clowney there, even though he slowed down a little bit at the end. Yeah, James, we don't need to continue to go into it, but we certainly have our, I guess what we say is it's better than nothing. It's the only thing we have because of whatever pictures of Roger Goodell they've got or something that EA Sports continues to keep the one and only NFL football game contract. It would be nice if 2K or somebody else had the opportunity. A little competition may breed some lack, I don't know, whatever the opposite of just casually updating this, updating that. We're not trying very hard anymore. We're going to make $1 bajillion anyway. A laissez-faire attitude to game development is the 3rd and 1. They're going to fire left side, and I think they're going to get it in front of Owusu Koromoa. They are. That's the fullback, Jason Kabinda, who actually played linebacker at Penn State.
I think the bigger issues really is who are they targeting with their content development. It's all player PvP style. I mean, it's all PvP. It's just like any other video game. That's where the money comes from. It's all the online content. It has nothing to do with simming games, because simming games, obviously for our community we care, but there's just not a lot of interest in that, so they're not going to put a lot of time into making it better.
Yes, but just the mechanics of overall mechanics of football could be more realistic.
True, but again, those are things that even you're right that it does affect the online play, but it's not as apparent.
Sure.
I would, because you're,
controlling everybody.
Yeah. So things like Baker sitting back there and taking needless, just standing in the pocket sacks.
Miles, there we go. Miles' first sack of the day. Sets up a big 3rd and long. Yes, you're right. If I'm controlling Baker, I don't let him sit there and take a sack. That's 100% correct.
Yeah, you're throwing it away if you're sitting there like, I don't have anybody.
Nice tackle there by Denzel Ward. He's going to be way short of the line. 14 of 17 now for $175, but the Browns defense does their job. And another punt upcoming here from Jack Box.
I think the biggest Browns news that's been out there has got to be the return of Nick Chubb and Demetric Felton off the COVID list. That's really, there's not been a lot else. I think they're focused on same thing they do every week, the 1-0 mentality. That's something you got to appreciate about the culture they built in Cleveland. So they're focused on doing their job and what they can control.
Absolutely agree with that. Second and 6, little boot action fire left side. He's got David Njoku. Sets up a short 3rd and 3 here. Browns a little hurry up heading into the pre-2-minute drill. And he's going to fire right side. He's got Hooper, first down and more, up near the 50-yard line. First down, Browns.
Yeah, beautiful look at that second level there of the levels concept. As he saw, he actually had his receiver in front of it, was coming open also, but sees Hooper behind it, actually with a step on his defender, and able to put it in a nice spot where Hooper could go get it and get some extra yards too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. 2 minutes, 3 timeouts to go. Baker Mayfield in a shotgun. He's back to pass, going to kind of take a shot as he hits it incomplete. He had a wide open receiver too. A shame that he took that shot there. Incomplete.
No, you're right, Kevin. Both you and Applied are right in that he does have a tendency at times to hold on to the ball too long, and that does get him in trouble. So it is something that I think they've been working to get out of his game. And he's gotten better, but it doesn't help when he's holding on to it and taking a needless sack because of holding on to the ball too long. The biggest thing, difference-wise, is he doesn't throw the ball away enough because the real Baker does. And then the other thing is I think the thing that's most frustrating is the pocket awareness. We've seen from Baker where he recognizes the pressure coming and will either step up in the pocket or scramble out and continues to create plays even after the pressure is wrapped around behind him or he's made it out of the pocket. That's the part that this version of Baker just doesn't do. Unless we've designed it in a play like a boot out roll, a rollout boot or whatever.
Indeed. All right, here's a 3rd and 4. Firing right side, he's got Landry and he's got a 1st down. Nice little drive cooking here. Still all 3 timeouts, managing the clock well with the hurry-up game. Don't appear to be in a big rush, which is appreciated. Dump it off left side, Chubb to the sideline, and he'll run out of bounds at the 8-yard line. 2nd and inches. Browns here with lots of possibilities now. From the 8-yard line.
Yes, absolutely. Both massive Buckeyes fans also. So big game today against Michigan State and then Michigan next week.
And there he's going to hold it and take another sack. We'll use our 1st timeout. And yes, we've said for quite a while that if and when the game NCAA comes back, you bet your bottom dollar there will be a Nagy Sports dynasty happening.
Yes.
As well. Baker on 3rd and 10, going to fire to the left corner, and he's got a 1st and goal. Peoples-Jones right at the sideline. What a catch and what a player that Peoples-Jones is really just turning into before all of our eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Daniel, welcome in. And yes, Browns, the AFC in general is so tight. Browns are very much still alive in the playoff hunt, and really all you need is a ticket to the dance. Once you get there, all bets are off. The records don't matter. You go in, you win, and that's all that counts.
It is very much all that counts. Come on, throw it, Bakes. Very frustrating. Do I trust him to throw it quickly enough to go for it one more time on 3rd and goal? We'll find out. I got no more timeouts. You best be smart, Bakes. He's going to throw it quickly right side. He's got a touchdown, and it's Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, trust the hands of DPJ. He's been such a just consistent receiver for Baker. They have that chemistry going. His hands are sure. He really does come up with the ball more often than not. He's been so reliable, and that's a big part of the passing attack for these Browns.
How about that? 14 plays, 80 yards. I left 5 seconds on the clock.
That's coach mode at its finest.
Coach mode at its finest.
And that's why the situational football, especially the clock management. That's play calling combined with your clock management for timeouts, using the sidelines, when to hurt. That's exactly how you want to do it. You couldn't have done it any better, and that would have been no points if we'd have been, doing that not in coach mode, because Madden,
or a stupid interception because he's throwing 4 verts
right
drive.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're just like, what are you doing? Like, you had this great opportunity to be in your 2-minute offense and get down the field and manage the clock, and this is what we get instead. So,
yeah, we'll take it. We will take it, indeed. All right, second half starting here, 28-14. Browns with the football and an opportunity to do a little double dipping. Stretch it left side. to Dearness Johnson. He will just get a gain of 1 on that particular play. Shotgun look here on a 2nd and 8. Give up the middle again. He's going to actually angle left side a little bit. Nick Chubb, he'll pick up 3. That's up a 3rd and 5. Linebacker Jalen Reeves-Maben on the tackle. Baker with time. This time fires it over the middle. He's got a nice dragging Jarvis Landry and a 1st down. Browns.
And a very efficient day so far for Baker as he only has the 2 incompletions so far and is finding his guys. And other than his pocket presence being a bit suspect, he's been very good so far.
Absolutely. Left side, Hooper breaks a tackle. He's up the sideline to the 50 to the 45, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Austin Hooper. Nice play there. I'm going to get, I think the next gen stat might be what, yards after the catch, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
But went away there, and I can't tell. There we go.
Yep.
14 yards after contact there.
But to
Cooper, nice play.
A very nice play. Yeah, to Applied's point, yeah, I think the winds of change have come enough in the Browns locker room. You can start to expect them to be good for some time to come. They've built that roster the right way. As Dearness is going to get free out on the outside, nice little zone read and hits that hole quickly.
Great play there. Great run there, rather. They're going to go deep into the playbook for this one. Call something we haven't called, one of these boots we haven't called in a while. Baker on the boot action. Or he'll take a sack and fumble the football. That's what I get for getting too cute for my britches.
Keep running to the outside. Don't just stand there like a statue, Baker. That's not what Baker does.
No, it's not.
Come on, Faker Mayfield.
That's right. We've seen too much of Faker for sure this year.
What was that?
Floats it out there to the left side. Peoples-Jones runs underneath it.
But why? Like, he didn't need to float that. It was so weird.
I do not know. I do not know, Sam I am.
And actually, if he actually gets it to him a little quicker, he's got an opportunity to make a play upfield.
Baker on a 3rd and 13. He's going to heave it deep to the back of the end zone, and it's going to be caught by JoJo Natson. But he's a couple of yards out of the back of the end zone. When in doubt, throw deep to the guy who's 5'7", right?
Right. That's happened twice in this game. And just, I mean, one worked. It worked for the Lions, but did not work for the Browns.
Did Chase. Skip things in. Oh, doink. Come on. I doinked it from 50. No love, too. Wouldn't even give me the inside of the doink.
No, just barely.
Well, that drive goes nowhere. Sorry, everyone. Hey, George, welcome in. Good morning. Go Bucks, go Browns. Indeed. All right, Tim Boyle, let's see what he's got. He's going to run around in the pocket. Now he's going to throw on the run, and it's almost picked off by Anthony Walker.
Yeah, really nice play. Really nice play from Awok there, getting his hand in, and it almost felt like he could have come away with that, but still breaks it up nicely.
Absolutely up the middle to DeAndre Swift. Hey, morning, Rick. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. 3rd and 7 now as Swift is able to muster just a couple. Boyle out of a shotgun once again. And now he's going to wind up and heave it deep left side, way deep and over everybody's head. Greg Newsome was not going to let Josh Reynolds get behind him that time, as he was tired of getting beat by Josh Reynolds today. Good coverage on that play. Browns get the football right back after a 3-and-out. Run up the middle, about 5 yards there for Dearness Johnson.
Yeah, Daniel, that was a rough game to be sure. That was a Browns beat the Browns day all day, and it was rough.
Oh, nice cut up the field for Chubb and a little bit of a shoulder shove on the way to the ground. Will Harris, the safety, wants none of that smoke. First down run for the Browns.
I mean, but can you blame him? I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to get hit by Chubb. That dude can mash.
Absolutely. This time he's going to actually get stuck on the back of J.C. Treader and go to the ground. It looked like there. Aleem McNeil, the rookie out of NC State, is the nose tackle in this Dan Campbell 3-4 defense.
I mean, he's like what, like 5'10", 5'11", but he's got that low center of gravity, very compact and built, and he can put a licking down and get his pads lower than most. And then the surprising part with him is just his top end speed and second gear that he has, because usually with a size and weight like that, you wouldn't expect the speed that he has.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like he tried to throw it away. It actually was a defender over there covering a two-person route. Tried to take a shot. Hey, welcome in, Daniel.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Daniel. It has been a lot of the Browns beating the Browns on our losses, sadly, this year in particular.
It really has. They have been very Jekyll and Hyde.
Yep.
Offensively and defensively. It has been head-scratching for sure. Good news is they can still turn it around.
They can.
They control everything with so much of the division games still being left, as Baker's going to sit there in the pocket and fumble, and then Joel Bitonio's going to pick the ball up and stand for a minute. Levi O with his 2.5 sack.
It's like he was confusing. It was almost like he's trying to block there. Like he was confusing I've got the ball in my hand. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be blocking. What am I doing?
Right.
He's like standing there like he was trying to pass block for a moment. That was really weird. Oh,
Greedy couldn't get down there in time.
Yeah, and they had a lot of time to get the coverage there. I'm surprised they couldn't get there.
Greedy got blocked on the way down.
Yeah.
All right, 28-14, ball back into the hands of Tim Boyle and the offense. Also, for those of you paying attention at home, you'll notice I did put us in chew clock mode when we do have the ball.
Yes, which is another thing that, advantage coach mode.
Why not? Why would you snap the ball with 12 seconds left or 15 seconds left when you can keep getting an extra 8 to 10 seconds every play when you're trying to shorten it? Up the middle, nearing a first down. I think they're going to give it to him. No, they're going to say 3rd and inches. A little home cooking with the spot there. DeAndre Swift up the middle. Anthony Walker called his name a couple times today. He's had a pretty solid day.
Yeah, he sure has.
Give it up the middle. Here he is again. Swift, he's going to be swallowed up. Malik Jackson's got him. Loss of 1, 4th and 1. Nice play from Malik Jackson.
Yeah, that was beautiful, really, just winning on the O-line up front and then not allowing the back any room to work with as multiple defenders really won off of their blocks and kind of shifted down, going with the line on that stretch concept as a unit, and as a result, 3 defenders there to make the tackle and force that punt.
Yes to all of that.
It's been a long time.
I don't. Yeah, I was going to say we haven't been on Thanksgiving in a while. It would have been maybe fun to play the Lions on Thanksgiving, but we'll get them 1 week early. We'll warm them up for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of speculation that the Browns were going to be the Thanksgiving Day game against these Lions. Didn't end up happening that way, but there was a lot of speculation that it may be. Instead, they gave us Halloween and Christmas.
Yes. This time, Nick Chubb's going to lose yardage thanks to his offensive lineman who got blown off the football. That was pretty wild. Not something that happens tremendously regularly. 3rd and 7 here. Baker in a shotgun. Is he going to throw it? He is. He's going to fire deep right side. It's going to be intercepted, but he couldn't get 2 feet in.
I was going to say,
just incomplete.
Nice catch, but his momentum carried him out of bounds, and he couldn't get his feet in before he went out of bounds. So, not an interception, fortunately for Baker. Instead, he's just stuck with all those stupid strip tracks, fumbles.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that read was, too. It's hard to see the route concept.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, 28-14 here, minute 43 to go, third quarter. Lions back out there again. Saw those numbers from Josh Reynolds all in the first half. He was dynamic. Both of the touchdowns were to Khalif Raymond. Boyle over the middle. He's got a wide open TJ Hawkinson, who's probably their most dynamic weapon offensively. He and DeAndre Swift are who you're going to want to watch for the most tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here is Swift up the middle. He's got a big hole to the right side. Maybe some holding, not called. That's fine. 9 yards. Big run there for Swift, who's up to about 44 in the football game.
Yeah, and I think DeAndre Swift is a player that's a little bit undervalued just because of who he plays for. Their offense is not great, so you don't get to see him a lot through the games because they're not often with a lead and running the ball. So he's actually one of the better running backs in the NFL, but for the fact he's not utilized as much as he should be.
Okay, out of the way though. Friends come over and help quickly. Greg Newsome got there, just a 2-yard gain, but he just pushes JOK off of him. From that running back factory at Georgia, man, they've been cranking them out.
They sure have. I think the only miss of late has been Sony Michel.
That one's got to be picked there. Grant Delpit just kind of swatted it down after Myles Garrett hit Tim Boyle as he threw the football.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a walk-away interception. Should have been easily intercepted, but instead can't come up with it, which was odd.
A wild jump pass and a huge shot for Josh Reynolds again. Denzel up to the task. Good coverage and a complete fourth down. And a really shanked punt out of bounds at the 34-yard line. That thing went for about 25 yards. And now Baker and the Browns back out onto the field here to start the fourth quarter. Chance to ice this one and take it home.
Yep, and that's exactly what these Browns are built to do.
Give it to D'Ernest. He's going to be pulverized by 2 defenders there in the middle. Aleem McNeil, again, the nose tackle in this traditional 3-4 that Dan Campbell runs. Little trap concept. Ooh, Michael Brockers got off his block in a hurry and makes a nice tackle there.
I'm not so sure.
That sets up a third.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say, I'm not so sure that that's accurate there, James. I mean, he may actually have a big, I don't know. But it seems a lot more, I feel like we'd have heard of him a little bit more if he did.
Baker throws it up, and he's got DPJ! Wow, his own jump ball. Donovan says, hey, Josh Reynolds, I can do it too. Baker heaves one on 3rd and long. And DPJ at 6'2", he can high point that ball as we saw in the end of the half Hail Mary in that Cardinals game as well. Baker just chucks this thing. And it's going to be caught by DPJ. I think he was kind of surprised he came down with it because he wasn't running right away.
Yeah, well, he went up for the contested catch. It's actually not the best throw from Baker. Baker kind of left it short, and DPJ had to almost entirely stop and wait on it to get to him. If he hits him in stride, that's a walk-in touchdown.
Absolutely. Looked like Johnson maybe missed the read on that one, or went to a hole that closed quickly. 2nd and goal for the Browns at the 8. Give the ball Nick Chubb, just bullying his way up past the 5 to the 3-yard line. Third and goal from the 3. Baker fires right side, little stick route. He's got Hooper, and he's got a touchdown. Browns. Austin Hooper. Again, at the 50-yarder to Donovan Peoples-Jones on 3rd down obviously helps set this one. Little stick concept and almost ran into Higgins, who was slanting from the outside position, but caught. Touchdown, Browns up now by 3 scores.
Yeah, and really Higgins just helped screen the defender from that position so that nobody had an opportunity to make a play on where Hooper was going to be, where the catch point was. Worked out, and certainly if they're not going to call that the pick, then take the touchdown.
Absolutely. All right, 35-14 now, 11:20 to play in the game. Tim Boyle back under center once again. Started out the game very, very efficient, and the Browns kind of clamped down on him. He's going to dump it off. Oh, how about a sweet stiff arm? Ronnie Harrison's not going to want to watch that tape as Swift just shoved them for about 3 yards.
Yes, Kevin, I'll be trying to get around to a Keys, a nice win on the outside there for Myles Garrett with a big sack. There. But yeah, I'll be trying to get around. I apologize. I've been a bit busy these last few weekends. I haven't had a chance to get to it. But I will be trying to get around to that to get a Keys out for this Lions game tomorrow.
That was the old Buckeye, Taylor Decker there at left tackle, and Myles just bull rushed him into another county for his second sack of the day. It puts him into the zone. Now 4th and 17, they're going to go. Boyle firing deep across the middle and overthrows everyone. 1st and 10 Browns at the 19-yard line. The regular mode because my dog needs to go to the bathroom and she's tried to squat down here and I don't want her to do that. So it's okay. I'll take you upstairs. I'll be right back, everybody.
All right, well, Phil comes back. I'll call this part of the game. Baker under center, back to pass, and he's going to scramble there. Well, at least he's trying to scramble that time. The pressure does get to him, takes yet another sack. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 21. I mean, it's the instant we take him out of coach mode, he does at least try to get out of the pocket and escape, but unfortunately not able to do so there. But a little bit frustrating. I mean, I guess he would have taken the sack sooner in coach mode, but then again, I don't know that we're looking to pass it there in coach mode. Handoff there on a little bit of a delay to Chubb on the inside zone, not going anywhere. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 19. Not a position you want to be in here. And the ball off to Chubb. The stretch to the outside cannot get to the edge. I think they might have Browns O lineman on a hold here. Yeah, they do. Hey, Andrew, welcome in. Phil will be back in a moment. He had to go take care of the dog. And the field goal is good, so that'll make it 37-14. Or, excuse me, 38. My bad. 38-14. And yeah, the records match. We actually are force winning all these games, so the records match real life in the sim. The only exception to that rule are actually these Lions. We gave them the win because Madden won't let us force win a tie, which is really odd. So these in sim, these Lions have one win to their name because we didn't want to give it to the Steelers. We didn't want to give that tie as a win to the Steelers. As Cleveland's going to challenge, this was a catch. I don't know why you'd bother challenging this with the lead that you have. But they're going to lose that challenge as he definitely had both possession and both feet in. Nice catch. That's impressive body control to get both feet in. I don't apply it. I don't look. I have never looked for that personally, so I can't speak to it. Maybe Phil does. When he gets back, we'll see if he does. And for, I think it was a big sack there for the Browns defense. Malik Jackson getting back there and wreaking some havoc. And for the Colts record, though, Savage, they are 5-5. So just like in real life, they're 5-5. All right, Boyle in the gun here, 2nd and 24. He's back to pass. He's going to try to set up a screen, but does not able to get it to his running back. Bit of an errant throw there from Boyle. Not able to connect on that screen. 3rd and 24. Dido somewhere is shaking his head. Nice little fill there from Ronnie Harrison coming up to make a nice open field tackle as the receiver is making the catch, limiting the yardage and brings up a 4th down. Lions are going to punt.
All right, I'm back. Never a dull moment here. 4th and 18, they're going to go.
Yeah, guess they have to.
Caught the puppy mid-squat. I said, "You're not pooping down here today." Not on my watch. Knocked away. Good coverage there by Greg Newsom, who's really been a lot better. That first quarter and a half, he was really exposed.
Yeah, he struggled.
By Josh Reynolds. I'm not so sure, Andrew, actually what the injury is, but he did not look great if you watched any of that because, after the Browns debacle was over, lots of us got to watch the Steelers and Lions all the way through overtime because they put it on locally. Hey, Demarion, welcome on, brother. But he certainly did not look well. He was not throwing the ball very effectively as Baker's going to take yet another sack here. I don't even know why you're throwing the football.
Yeah, they did some of that we don't know why.
So 3rd and 11. Not much, man. Just living the dream. Late fall in Ohio, Christmas in the air, changing leaves. Important football happening just about every weekend now. Big couple of weekends for the Buckeyes.
I miss the falls in Ohio. California has no such thing. It's awful. I miss that.
41-14, the Browns. It's a hard conversation to marry on, and you certainly at some point want to save a guy from himself, especially with as competitive and as tough as Baker is. But it's not like sitting him for a week is going to heal his torn labrum, so
right.
Maybe whatever his other little ailments are, sure, maybe a week helps and maybe the bye week helps, but I've got to trust the smart people over there, and even at 70% or 60% or whatever he is, that version of Baker, I think still is more dynamic and gives you a better opportunity to win football games than 100% of Case Keenum. That's all I can assume at this point. But
yeah, you're right, Kevin. There's really winter is sadly lacking out here. Although I did, 2 years ago we were out here and had about 6 inches of snow on Thanksgiving Day, and then the day after Christmas we had another 3 inches in the high desert of the Mojave. So a bit interesting at times, but it's like a one-off when it happens, not a nice rounded winter. Like you get a nice snowfalls here and there occasionally, and but no, I especially fall. I think that's the one I miss the most.
it is a good time. Plus, it coincides with football season.
That's right. Yeah, the crisp air, the changing colors, I don't know. There's kind of that energy in Ohio just because it is football season. It's a lot to love.
Alma Mater made the state Final Four last night. Took out the defending champs, Pick Central, and going to the Final Four.
Nice.
They're back, baby. I think they went undefeated in the conference this year too. They've had a good team.
Nice.
I know it went to 3 overtimes or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
We did that. I was there 3 of the 4 years I was there, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The playoffs were a regular for you. I know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My letter jacket was just covered in state patches.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure it was. All right. Dearness actually going to lose 2. at this juncture.
And I can't take any responsibility for any of that because I was more of a package player on those teams. I wasn't even good enough for my high school team. Although I still made it to college, so, I don't know.
Right. That's exactly right. Andrew, I could put backups in. It's just, A, most of our skill guys are playing anyway. B, it takes time, then you don't all have to see me sit there and sub dudes out. But C, because we tried to stay with what's actually factually happening in the real NFL, we actually have injuries turned all the way off, so nobody can get hurt in any of these sims. And then I just do all of the controlling of the... Come on, get the spot! Terrible spot, sir. I do all the controlling of the rosters before any of the sims, so like, Troy Hill, he's not going to be here, put him on, Nick Chubb's out, So we actually have injuries turned all the way. So nothing bad can happen to the players if I leave them in, I guess is the point, which would be your argument for taking them out. Unless you really feel like you want to see Case Keenum.
Right.
Or John Kelly.
Right. So, yeah, applied. It's not cold in Ohio, or I've come to learn. I lived in Grand Forks, North Dakota for 5 years before I was here in California. So that is cold, especially when it's
really cold there.
when it's windy and 40 below. You have not really experienced cold to experience that. No. So I like cold. I like the cold and the snow. People think I'm crazy, but I kind of like it. Especially around here, is a nice pick there. Is that Ronnie Harrison?
No, Javonte Moffitt.
Javonte Moffitt. Wow, don't see a lot of him.
I called him up because we needed more defensive backs with both AJ Green and Troy Hill out tomorrow.
And yes, James, it was pretty awesome to be on a very, very good high school football team. We were probably one of the best in the state in terms of public schools. And then as soon as we got to the championship round, we started playing the private schools that could all recruit their athletes from around the country, and that's when we started to lose. They were really good though. Yes. So you'd play like St. Ignatius, or you'd play some of those type teams in Cincinnati Moeller, or some of those excellent Catholic school or private school teams, and that's when you'd have a hard time.
Absolutely. All right, so the Browns victorious 41-14. The palindrome game here. Baker 22 of 29 for 275. That's 75% and 3 touchdowns. I'd say we would take that tomorrow in a heartbeat.
Oh wow.
Boyle 20.
That's a cool. I'm sorry to interrupt you. James says he was playing against Kirk Herbstreit. That's awesome. We run into Kirk Herbstreit occasionally in Ohio. I've done that a few times actually. Yeah.
Where did you play that you played Centerville? Because he's in a Centerville Elk, which is one of those big giant between the Cincinnati and Dayton suburbs. No, Andrew, this will be it for the week. Tim Boyle was 24 of 39, 272 touchdowns and interception. I think the Lions would actually take that from him tomorrow as well. Swift 16 of 51, Jamal Williams 6 for 42 on the ground here today. Nick Chubb 21 for 90 and a touchdown, 4.2 a pop. Johnson 14 for 64, 4.5 a pop. I think the Browns would be happy with 155-ish rushing yards from your 3 backs. I think that would be okay by them. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 6 catches, 98 yards, and a touchdown. Hooper, 5 for 68, a touchdown. Landry with 5. It would be nice to spread the sugar a little bit that way. Again, Dearness Johnson, 2 catches. One of them was for a touchdown. Still a small day from Rashard Higgins. He's kind of disappeared over the last couple weeks, both in the sim and in real life. Josh Reynolds, 8 for 147. He was bonkers, especially in the first half where he had 5 for 105. Swift, 6 catches. That's on brand. Khalif Raymond had both the touchdowns as well. 48 yards receiving for him. Defensively speaking today, Alex Anzalone and the safety Will Harris, your leading tacklers. Sacks today, 4 of them for Julian Okwara, which is the one rushing against Blake Hance all game. 2.5 for Levi Onwuzurike, 2 for Trey Flowers, 1 for Brockers, 1 for Anzalone, halves for McNeil and Reeves Maben. So a boatload of sacks. I do not think that will happen tomorrow.
No.
At least I hope it doesn't happen tomorrow. 10 sacks or 10 tackles for Ronnie Harrison, leading tackler. 8 for Moffitt and John Johnson. Today, TFLs 2 for Malik Harrison and for Myles Garrett. 2 sacks for Myles, a sack for Jackson McDowell and Tack McKinley in that very first drive. The pick was by the aforementioned Javonte Moffitt. 41-14. Kit, let's wrap it up.
All right, well, this is really what the Browns need to do against a team. Although they play with a lot of spirit, they are clearly not as talented, and their record does reflect that. They've struggled this season, and for good reason, and the Browns really have to come out and take care of business. They did exactly that here in this game in the sim, outside of the sacks and the strip sacks, which we don't expect to see. But assuming that they can do that tomorrow, we should have a nice bounce-back game on our hands.
Yep. I absolutely know where Fairborn is, James. In the shadow of Wright Pat Air Force Base. Right there on 675. So, all right. Appreciate everybody being on. This one was a fun one, mostly because the Browns won big, which is what they should do tomorrow. If they don't, we got bigger problems on our hands. But this was a fun one. Appreciate it. Thank you so much to our subscribers. You guys are the best. For Kit Nagy out on the left coast, Phil Nagy here in Central Ohio, we are Nagy on Sports. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Go Bucks. And as always,
go